Hello and welcome and hello. This is Total Spotfest. To my right is the illustrious Mr. Jamie Faulkner. I am JJ Brownlee. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys giving us some of your time this week. We are Sans Austin Reddick. Wish him and the one and only Heidi Howitzer a wonderful evening. She's finally off of the crutch, and so they're going to have a little couple times, and we're like, FNA, go do it, buddy. So,
In the boot.
Get the boot. So, me and Jamie here tonight. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys giving us some of your time. If this is your first time here, please hit the like, subscribe button. If you want to know when we go live, hit the little bell icon, comment. If you're in here live, join us in chat. We will definitely be addressing everything. Jamie, how the hell you doing, man?
I'm fine. I'm not talking to Big Rob, though.
Yeah, Jamie says Jamie has some things he's got to work through. Let's just put it there. So, what's up, Big Rob?
So before we get into fantasy, I do want to say this. In one of my leagues, my big money league that I'm in, I've literally every week gone against the guy who's gone off.
Oh, that sucks.
Every time. 2 weeks ago, I went off like Kamara. This past week was guy had Jennings and Sam Darnold starting. Like, yeah, it was just one of those things, and like it's just been what. Yeah, the guy picked up Mason against me. Yeah, it's just been one of those
brutal.
Yeah.
Who had Sam Darnold as your starting fantasy quarterback in 2024 on your bingo card? Not me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we for those of you joining us here, we do have if you're not familiar, we do have the Total Spotfest Fantasy Football League. Big Rob, one of our audience supporters, our good friends here, is part of it. We will talk about that at the end of the podcast because this is a wrestling podcast, and there was quite a big show. I'm not gonna lie, Jamie, I hopped on Twitter. I was out and about getting grocery store, doing all this stuff today, right? So I'm at the store, and I'm sitting there and I'm kind of thumbing through my phone, and I see the Tony Khan match card. It is a pay-per-view card. I'm like, holy shit, there's like 10 matches. I'm like, how are we gonna it's tonight and Collision.
Yeah. There's the extra piece of Collision. Don't
well, I'm just like, how's he gonna do this? And I'm like, oh yeah, Collision. Yeah. So but they treat it like another pay-per-view. Good or bad or indifferent. I mean, yeah. What's your thought on the now we're in 3 years in a row now. What's your thought on the Grand Slam gimmick now as a yearly thing?
To be honest, I'm kind of over it. Just kind of like how what's the other one that they've been doing? Running in Wembley for 3 consecutive years, all in. Like there are times that they need to do a change, something like that. I think the Australian Grand Slam could not come at a better time. So I'm kind of digging that change, but I do like the outdoor venue type thing. I do think that's great. I think they should do an all-women's one here in Kansas City at the only all-women's arena made for women, but I digress. Tony, if you're watching.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I like the idea of keeping a Grand Slam on your yearly calendar, right? And I think that if they're doing the whole nomenclature with the Australian show, if they can do that, right? And then maybe next summer you do a Grand Slam up in, I don't know, Target Field or something, in late summer, up in Minnesota. Right. I was gonna, because do you really want to do a Grand Slam in Miami Soccer Stadium in the middle of July? No. But
that'd be rad.
I mean, it'd be a cool event, not literally, but.
And plus, I'd be in the heart of hurricane season, which, by the way,
at the start of hurricane season,
find some shelter right now.
Yeah, if you're in Florida, hopefully, luckily, it doesn't look like it's going to make super bad landfall there. At least they're hoping. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. Always got to worry about our Florida friends this time of year. But I'm with you. I think that if you keep the concept and do it once a year somewhere different, maybe cool, right? It's just the first year it was because it was something so different, it was unique, and I think the attendance has showed it. While they didn't have bad attendance, it was drastically different looking set than it was year one.
Oh, for
drastically.
sure. And that's okay, but the numbers, like, I forgot, some guy posts all the numbers of all the shows for WWE and AEW, and yeah, like the amount of tickets sold, availability, like they've cut it down, and it's a thing. But hopefully the next one will be better. We'll see. I thought the show was great though.
Yeah,
I thought the show was fire.
let's talk about the show, because I mean that was a central thing going on, because all their focus has been on Grand Slam, a pay-per-view less than a month away, and they just tonight started to work on it. So let's talk about Dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good that came out of tonight. I mean, it's pretty simple. Just to run through the card for everybody, just make sure you know Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness, if Bryan Danielson is cleared, which he was. And then Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley, and the quintessential Darby Allin match that didn't end in a typical Darby Allin match, which made Jamie happy. AEW World Tag Team Championship, Bucks versus Ospreay Fletcher. Jesus
Big ass
Christ.
pin in that. We are gonna punch the living shit out of that here in about 10 minutes.
That's getting that got a wow for me like 5 times. And then honestly, I know the crowd wasn't as into it as I was, but I definitely was all over it. Was Mariah May and Yuka Sakazaki. That is Japanese strong style women wrestling at its finest.
There was a lot of strong style. There was a lot of technical wrestling tonight, save for one match.
Yeah. And then we had the Prince Nana conversation, which I thought was really great. And I thought there's a nice little thing, which I have other pieces of that. And then finally, you had the FTW Championship being fought, defended, and retired.
Let's start with that, okay?
I think that's where we start.
First of all, thoughts on the match.
Better than I expected, but I think it was the partner, not the champion.
I was going to give Roddy flowers for that.
100%.
I think it says a lot about, and we've been ultra critical of Hook, right? Deservedly so.
Yeah.
I think it says a lot that he needs to have a match like this to hide some of his ineptitudes in a wrestling ring. And that's totally fine. There's been plenty of guys throughout the years who have not been the greatest in-ring performers. Okay, we know that. It happens.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Roddy made this match a whole lot better, just like you said, than you thought.
You know, Roddy might not be the best speaker, other than yelling.
Jamie!
But there's one thing that guy could do better than 95% of the wrestlers out there, and that is wrestle. Plain and simple. I don't care. You can fight me on it. That guy is one of one, in my opinion. One of one.
He has got it. He has always had that in-ring you know? I mean, so... And yes, the match did suit up to allow Hook to shine because of the stipulations. Plus, not only do you have that, you also get the Kingdom in there to help carry it. But overall, pretty good match. And then the ending, before the retirement thing, I was really confused with the straight-up handshake with no shenanigans.
Yeah, it's almost like the Kingdom's turning face. That's the vibe I got. Like,
I guess, or they're gonna bring in Hook into their full. I don't know. I have no idea. The Undisputed Kingdom is a weird entity in and of itself, because Adam Cole, we have no idea when and if he's ever going to come back, right? There's a lot of personal stuff going on along with his health and all this stuff here, right? Whatever. Man still streams. Go check out twitch.tv/thechugs. If you want, like 5 times a week, right?
I mean, what else has he got going on other than his injury?
Well, you heard about him and Britt, right?
Nope.
So I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody, ex-WWE guy, somebody who was in the know, whatever, on some podcast, said that they broke up, right? I know he's moved back to Pennsylvania. I know that for a fact because I follow him on Twitch, and he recently has got the new cave, and Yeah, she does a lot of stuff with his brother now, hanging out because his brother lives in Pennsylvania. It's where he's from originally, is Pennsylvania. So maybe, again, it's a rumor. I don't know. It kind of doesn't matter. But apparently him and Britt have broken up. Okay?
Oh.
And he's been around. He still does stuff with AEW games. I don't know. Maybe he's done wrestling. Maybe he's not. I have no idea. That's the whole thing, is nobody has any idea what's going on with Adam Cole, wrestling-wise. Wardlow's basically been admitted to as they're just putting him on the show because they don't know what to have to do with him. And it's like, really? Shocker. We couldn't have told you that 18 times over every time you tried to figure out what to do with him live.
Yeah, I mean, you had that. You had Miro asking for his release, which, free Miro. Like, you're not using him. He turned down. He literally has been. They've been on record. He's turned down every option they've given him. He doesn't like anything. Let him go.
Yeah. It's like, all right. It's no sweat to AEW. And it's like, cool. You can free go to Hollywood. Go try to get back to WWE. Whatever you want, right? But I don't know. It's like, so they have Roddy and the Kingdom. They're trying to do something with them because they're very good talents.
Yeah.
Maybe, and AEW, if all else fails, make a group. I don't know.
Very accurate. They do like their factions.
So
I have a friend who just wants everybody in factions. I'm like, dude, they don't need to be in factions. They don't need them. Oh, would it be great if Ricochet was in one? Like, no, he doesn't need a faction.
why is everybody doesn't have to be in a faction, right? Factions are cool when they're unique and they work and they serve a purpose. Okay?
Exactly.
And apparently the FTW Championship has finished its purpose.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on the timing of the retiring of the FTW Championship. I wish it would have happened when it got introduced in AEW. But in all seriousness, I think it was just an odd thing to make Taz look relevant when he had his group, and then they kept it going, and it was in order to make Hook into something, which the crowd was already into Hook, even though he can't wrestle or can't talk. So there's that.
I mean,
I'm indifferent, honestly.
I'm happy it's going away because it didn't really serve any purpose, right? When they brought it in, to your point, they didn't have all the belts that they have now. And the storyline was actually, if you look at it back on paper, it's actually a really good one, right? Because it's him trying to put over Brian Cage, the new acquisition by AEW, right? Big monster killer of a man, And he's given this, he's gifted it from Taz, and okay, so that made sense. It just, in 2024, we're well past, especially for a 25-year-old title that was always like the bastard title of, it's just the whole stigma of it.
I know.
It was weird, but that worked for ECW because ECW is ECW, right?
100%.
You're trying to rehash it, I get it, but then it's like, Tony Khan had to field questions at pay-per-views. Is that an official title? Is that an integral part of AEW's what is up with this title, right? And he couldn't even answer it, straight. So I think it's good they get rid of it. To the point, they have enough titles, and they're in New York. I guess get to New York. This is their cheap pop moment of the night. What? I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
That's probably. I think that might be it. Like, seriously.
It's like, whatever.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I'm just here. All right. So let's go on. Let's rewind the show a little bit, and let's go ahead and how they open the show. Nigel McGuinness comes out.
Looking good.
And ready to go, and boom, Brian Danielson's music hits.
And he doesn't come out. And Nigel, to his credit, count him out, which of course meant that you're getting the final countdown. And sure enough, you were. And yeah. So this match brought back probably a lot of memories to all the old time ROH guys, but I know it tickled a lot of your wrestling fancies for sure.
Oh yeah, like Nigel is. I mean, one, I'm very glad to see him wrestling again. But two is incredibly technical, and when he was in his prime, he was one of the best technical wrestlers that was out there. Him and Brian Danielson had amazing technical wars, and this was very an homage to that said thing. And I love this match. I
thought it was great. I thought it was great that they bring JR out for this along with the main, right? You know?
Yeah.
Because it adds that kind of that more older, it was an older school feeling for the match anyway, because of the catch as catch can, you know, action they had going on. Look at that freaking hair. And it was good. I enjoyed it. And again, I didn't think I would enjoy seeing Nigel McGuinness wrestle in 2024 after 12 years off of the match. So, yeah, I'll take it. Now, of course, Nigel didn't win, but he got really close. And you could tell the fans were very appreciative of this match, too. They were very amped up for it.
Yeah. I mean, it was really solid. Again, like, I can't. Yeah, I loved it. That's all there is to it. So after this, good old Christian Cage, our father, the patriarch himself, comes out, teases cashing in that Money in the Bank briefcase, if you will.
It is what it is. Yeah. He's gonna do it too until, oh, here comes Wiley Kip Sabian to steal your pen. Ha ha! He runs away.
I mean, I love me some Kip Sabian, so
I like he's getting used. I like he's getting used. I'm so happy he's getting used. Absolutely.
He's great. People should give a chance. Damn. Yeah. So after that, like we already talked about the Hook match. That was fine. Then do you want to go ahead and talk about it? Because that's the next match.
I mean, here's the thing I like about the show. 5 matches, there was 2 promos really the entire night. That was it.
Yeah.
It felt like an old Dynamite, right? Where it's just, we're going to load you guys up on wrestling. Let's get into it. Let's go. Because there was a lot of blood flowing in my lower extremities, if you know what I mean, during this match. And for what it's worth, I'm just going to, one thought I had about halfway through this. We have done this, the internet in general, other, wrestling journalists have talked about this, right? The derpiness that is the AEW tag team division, right? We bitched and moaned last week about the fact that they're putting Ospreay and Fletcher in this match, okay? When in reality, the Young Bucks are still the Young Bucks. And yes, the division as a whole could use some work. But when you got the Bucks in there, you're still going to get magic.
This match, I mean, let's just go through just some of the chain,
Okay.
You had, what was it? Fletcher coming in, getting super kicked, bounces off, hits. What did he hit? And then here comes Ospreay getting Canadian Destroyer into the Hidden Blade. What, that whole chain?
Yeah, that whole chain. Yeah, he got super kicked into like a lariat from hell, I think it was, or something like that, right? Or maybe it was like his running knee.
That was so sick.
And the Canadian Destroyer into and that was like not the first chain of moves that happened either. That was like the third time. Like they just, these 4. And yes, they're ridiculous athletes and they're spot monkeys, and that makes JJ happy. But my God, it was
I personally love the Ospreay Fletcher tandem more than I really thought I would. I think I love them both as individuals. I loved them back in the day when they were the United Empire. Don't get me wrong. I think right now, in this very moment, I felt like those two should be world champion and TNT champion. Like both of those right there. Those two right there. Like they are it. They have it. And then that whole little thing that they did with Don Callis, man.
That's what makes
I'm
me love it even
loving
more.
that.
I mean, because Fletcher is hook, line, and sinker in on it, and he's going to do it, and he was going to murder that man. He wasn't like choked up on that screwdriver at all. He was like full throttle. You're going to die, bitch.
Yeah.
And then like the great camera work at the end there, but the angle they got with Fletcher just kind of looking at him, at the end. Don Callis over his shoulder, hand over the. I think the storytelling of this is going to be phenomenal, especially when we're looking at All In next year in Texas. Because I think you might have something like you're talking about. Fletcher definitely has risen to the occasion. Ospreay is the guy. We know that he is that guy. He's been that guy, and he still is that guy. But for Fletcher, for somebody so close to him to just rise up to be there, like we're always, he's a baby Ospreay. He's a future Will Ospreay. No, he's not. He's there.
No, he's Kyle Fletcher,
and he's got crowd with him and this and that. They're keeping the heelness of it, right? They're drawing it out. I think that you and Austin, I can't remember who is the one actually. I think it's you. You were going on about you had the Mark Davis and Hobbs return, right? Hobbs / maybe Mark Davis return, right? That I think is on point for Wrestle Dream because we're getting Ricochet next week. Ricochet Ospreay next week.
Yeah.
I think we're on point to get the Don Callis revenge.
We better. That's all I know. Like it's like things are lining up. Like there's some other things that I've said that are starting to line up too. My Mark Stradamus is going off. You guys said I was crazy, but I'm not.
A couple of things I'm still a little shaky with you.
Hey, Mark was Nostradamus 100% accurate? I mean, we're still here.
We're still here.
But I'm 100% behind Hobbs coming back and doing something, and either Fletcher gets beat out and becomes a full-fledged face, or he is a part of the turn against Ospreay, and then you get that Kyle Fletcher Ospreay match again that we all want again.
I mean, Hobbs is the interesting key that goes into that. I told you guys we're going to spend some time on this here because this was, because here's the thing. Let's say Hobbs is involved next week, right? You had talked about Ricochet going into the family, which I like that idea. I like another idea better. Penn. Okay. If you have Hobbs back, especially with the improvement he had before he got injured, Hobbs versus Ospreay is a legit match we want to see on a pay-per-view. Okay. So you can either have this is their comeuppance to get after Will Ospreay to give Hobbs a shot at that belt, or they're getting back at Ospreay by beating out Fletcher in front of Ospreay. I like that even more, right? That's a mafia movie extraordinaire, right? Holding him down while they're beating the living crap out of him, right? A la Britt Baker and with Saray and Britt Baker, with Adam Cole. I think that would be a better angle,
I can see that.
But
I like mine better.
I think there's options. There's ways they can go, and the thing is they're putting enough focus on this story that we care. So we wouldn't have cared about a Kyle Fletcher story a year ago, right?
Oh no, not whatever.
He has come a long way, and it's not just his love for fire. Do you follow Sky Blue on Instagram?
Yes.
Have you seen her reels lately?
Oh yeah,
apparently he's a pyromaniac madman. This dude, everywhere they go, he just starts a bonfire, and it's like the most Australian thing ever. I love it.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's just go ahead and move on. I mean, I again love this thing, but let's go ahead. The conglomeration officially has welcomed Ricky Romero. It's pretty amazing.
Makes sense. Sure.
Yeah, totally makes sense. But hey, he gets a shirt. But hey, way to go. Prince Nana. Let's talk about the Prince Nana thing because I have tons of thoughts.
All right, let's go. Nana out there shilling coffee.
Shilling coffee. He sure is. Talking about how Strickland's not ready to come back, but when he comes back, everybody's going to remember who's host? Who's host? And then someone's like, hey, wait, hold on. Here comes out MVP. And the wheels started spinning so hard in my head the moment I saw him. I got so excited. I'm like, it's MVP. So it's like, oh, where's Bobby? Where's Shelton? Like, let's make this happen.
I knew the second that he came out, and I recognized who it was. I go, oh, Jamie's happy, right? Because you talked for a lot of people, mouthpiece, right? You need a mouthpiece, right? Yeah. And you've always had a default for that because he's the only option. Well, now there's another option. He tears it. Well, before our quick jaunt to taking 305 Airlines to Fantasy Booking Island, he basically cuts a promo shooting on Nana, right? About how the problem with Strickland is he needs a change of management, right? And goes on, does this, it's good, it's cool. And then, of course, he at the end hands him again. Here's my card. Let Swerve know he can reach out to me when he's ready to do some business.
So you said business. It's like, okay. So they're not going to be called the Hurt Business anymore.
No.
Obviously, they can't be. So I just think they're just going to be called the Business.
Why not? And honestly, like Pandemic Hurt Business, we didn't think it would. It worked so well. It should have been the top thing, right?
It was amazing. Her business was amazing.
It was version 1 of it was so damn good, right? Well, it is a bit generic. Yes, you put all the black guys in one thing and make them a mafia. I get that. Okay, it doesn't mean it can't work. Sometimes the simple thing is good, right? Like I love me and Jamie. We love to eat, right? And sometimes nothing's better than just hole in the wall greasy double cheeseburger. Simple thing works.
Every day.
Every day of the week. And 2 times on Sunday.
Or Mexican food.
Or Mexican food. Find yourself Mexican food that looks like it doesn't belong, but it's got like a 4.5, 4.7 rating on it, and you will trust us from experience. We'll let you know. You'll be happy.
Yeah. No, okay, so he meant the name. Which makes sense. But the Business is a very generic name, but that's the beauty of it. It doesn't need to be something that just is gravitating, anything like that. Because if you think about it, some of the best stables of all time had some generic ass names. The Four Horsemen, like, pretty generic.
Evolution was so generic, right?
I mean, there was legacy there for a hot minute, but like if you think about it, just call them the Business. You can't do the family because you already have the Don Callis family, so you can't be the family. So you gotta be. He said talking business. It's like they gotta be something like that, like business.
I mean, nothing's gonna be better than Hurt Business. That was just the perfect name. That was so good, right?
I know.
Anything you do that's a variation thereof, where you put, the violence business. It's just, you're just supplementing a word, right? So you just the business. It's fine, right? I don't care about the name, to be completely blunt. I just want the faction, and we know we talked about factions. So we're mid-flight on our way to Fancy Booking Island, Jamie. Where is this taking us?
This is 100% taking Swerve Strickland's gonna be part of this. That's all there is to it.
Just Swerve Strickland?
Oh no. No.
Let's go. Let's dig into it, because I got a couple names that I envision.
Okay. So let's just do this. We'll just shoot names at each other, and this that we explain our names.
All
How
right.
about that? So
Yeah.
So Swerve, obviously, I think that's a foregone conclusion. Swerve.
That's where he's starting this whole his introduction to AEW. So of course it makes sense. Swerve. Okay.
What do you got?
Ricochet. Ricochet's trying to play the whole Healy thing against, this. We know he needs a mouthpiece. He's black. I hate to throw that out there, but that's kind of a requirement, right? And I'm sorry, you put a group together with Ricochet and Swerve Strickland. Here's all the awards.
Yeah. See, I was thinking female wrestler, and I was thinking Queen Aminata would be absolutely phenomenal in that. Give them a female wrestler, and then once you officially, when they start, because they'll end up becoming a face group. They will 100% be a face group, and then eventually they're going to end up butting heads with Moxley's group. You got to have somebody go against your fear, man.
Yep.
I like it. I like it a lot. Ooh, Tiger Style, yes.
Oh.
That's a great one, Big Rob.
I would, Private Party would make sense from a composition standpoint, right?
They need to be on their own. They've been
right. I agree. That's why I say it would make sense, because you got a main event guy, a second tier guy, a female, a tag team, right? I'm with you though. I like Tiger Style on it. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, depending on how you're going to make this go. Mercedes Moné.
No, she's going to be part of the Elite all day. She's already buddy with the Elite. She's going to be Elite.
I mean, thematically, it does tie together, right? Business, Moné. Just saying. I'm going to put a maybe. Put a maybe in that. Because we know she needs a mouthpiece as well.
Top Flight.
Top Flight would be cool. Top Flight would be cool, but yeah, I mean, again, this is one of the things is I hope, because they have things working in ROH, Collision, Rampage, right? Especially on 25. We're not too far from 2025, which is crazy to say.
Insane.
But when we get to 2025, new TV deal, right? We got a lot of tag teams that I feel are going to have room to be there. That's why I don't think Private Party. That's why I don't think Top Flight. Honestly, I just think, I think if you don't do Queen Aminata, Red Velvet is a possibility.
So, here's the thing, too. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, if they are in fact coming, which... why MVP's been we're coming together anywhere we go. So obviously,
well, Bobby's still signed, isn't he?
No,
I thought Bobby was still there. I know Shelton has been gone for a while, but
no, Bobby's free agent. His contract expired.
Oh shit.
All
right, so Bobby and Shelton
come in as a tag team. Bobby and Shelton as a tag.
I don't think it matters. I think it's just. I think you get okay. Let's go with those four. Okay, let's leave the women discussion out of it for now, because that's the wild card, right? Okay, we can always look for that later, right? Swerve, Ricochet, Bobby, Shelton. Those are 4 Lego pieces you could put together however the F you want. Let's be real. What do you need? You need a tag team? All right, Shelton, Ricochet, go be a tag team, right?
Yeah, Yes, please. Yes, please.
I think that therein lies the thing, right? His credence can be, we're not saying we're anything. We are four men who are here to dominate however we can.
Yeah.
That's how we handle our business.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious to see how this works out. I think it will officially come to fruition. Probably the Wednesday after Wrestle Dream,
Wrestle Dream.
because it's supposed to be back right around then.
I mean,
hopefully.
I've seen videos of him working out. I don't know if he'll be back right before Wrestle Dream or at the event. Who knows? But
yeah, I'm just curious to see what comes out of it for sure.
I mean, Lee Moriarty is a great pick, Rob. I'm not gonna lie.
Like
Lee Moriarty is a great pick, right?
I'm a fan of that one a lot. Not even gonna lie. Not even.
I just feel like Ricochet fits.
See, and I think Ricochet probably is gonna end up being on his own, because that's what Ricochet does.
I think
He's never ever really been a part of anything.
And you're not, and you're probably very much correct, right?
And he doesn't need one. You know, that's the thing. Like, they'll probably put people in there that need it. He doesn't need it.
But therein I bring up the original NWO angle, right? Hulk Hogan was still Hulk Hogan. He didn't need to be a part of that.
Yeah, but the business needed those three together. So I bring to you the business with Swerve. That makes
Swerve is the goal. Business. I just think Ricochet fitting in there would be, because he doesn't need it, but we don't know. We've never seen him part of a faction of any sort. Maybe it would be great. Maybe it would suck, and they immediately write him off and send him back to doing his own thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. We definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts as well. So definitely, if you're with us, keep chiming in chat. Hit us up in the comments. Hit us up on Twitter at Total Spotfest. Let us know what you think. Also, if you guys have any names that you think is going to be other than just the business, let us know. I want to see how creative we can get here.
Yes, I'm in. If somebody can give me something better. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the women's match. And this made me happy on multiple fronts.
Okay.
One, Mariah May and Yuka Sakazaki honestly looked great. I love that match. I know there was one little baby botch in there, but
it's gonna happen. I mean, little things happen in every match.
Yeah.
I'm with you. The crowd wasn't really into it. Maybe just, I don't know. For one, this was also this is a women's title match that kind of arose. We knew who was going to win, right? So it's one of those, how amped do you get for it live, right? And I understand that, okay? I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a very Japanese match. It definitely felt like a Japanese wrestling match, which you could expect for somebody who is Japanese and somebody who spent most of their career in Japan, right?
Yes.
So, shocker. But that's not a bad thing, right? And I think that I like the idea of them leaning into more of that, right? I just see them bring up some more luchadoras and do stuff like that. Make, some Mexican, lucha wrestling female matches, right? To give it a little bit more flair. And even though you don't have a ton of women's storylines going before this match, you can still have something unique to put onto your premium TV events.
Yeah. And Yuka's so great. I love Yuka. I honestly wish she was on my TV a little bit more. I just think she is phenomenal. And she's cute as button. She's just adorable. Yep. She's just adorable. Yeah. And she's a great wrestler. But the big thing for me on this was to the end, because we finally get what I and I believe you have been
And
asking for.
half the world, to be honest.
Yeah, for the past 6 months. As soon as I saw Willow Nightingale coming out, I'm like, yeah,
Finally.
yes, she should be the next champ. She should take it off Mariah May. It is gonna be Willow as the next world champion.
And they need to set this up. Like, don't do it at Wrestle Dream. I'm sorry. Make this
They'll set up a
story
tag team. They should do the tag team match at that.
full gear. You know, set this up for Full Gear, right? The crowning of Willow. Because as much as you love Mariah, right? And, you know, I think Mariah's great, right? She's not a long-term champion.
No.
Willow is a long-term champion for you.
Everybody loves Willow. And if you don't, there's seriously something wrong.
There's definitely problems that you should go see a psychologist about.
She is special. Like, that's all there is to it. She is special. The first time I saw her, I'm like, who is this? And then I'm like, whatever. And then it wasn't even like she grew on me. Like, I was like, I love this girl. I love her enthusiasm, and she has it.
Yep.
Right? And another woman happened to show up that has it for sure. And that's Mina Shirakawa showed up.
That pop that Mina got. Yo.
It's Mina.
Everybody loves Mina. I mean, she's a looker, yes, but my God.
Yeah. She is 100% a looker, but she can back it up in the ring. Arguably better than 95% of that women's roster, maybe 97% of it.
A high number. I'm not putting a number out there, but
I would say, I would say 3 women might be better than her on that roster. Wrestling wise. And Mariah's not one of them.
No, she's not.
Mariah's amazing, but she's not there.
Okay.
Like, I would without hesitation say Tony. Without hesitation say Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
And without hesitation say Chris fucking Statlander.
Not Jamie Hayter, huh?
No. What Chris has been doing is God's work, and she is absolutely amazing because she makes everybody look better. That's the thing. And I 100% think if Austin was on the show, he would agree with that statement that she is probably the third best woman in the company. Wrestler.
Touche. Well, and I like this that our questions had somewhat been answered. Now, there's going to be another women's match on Saturday where hopefully more questions get answered to kind of tie into some of this stuff too. But Mina's here, right? And she's officially here, right? She's officially in AEW, right? She made that whole thing a couple weeks ago, you know? Great. So she's officially here. She's begrudgingly going along. She came out to see Mina, but she wasn't happy with what she's doing with Willow. So you've got that whole going on. Willow's now got her sights set on Mariah, as she should, right? Tony's getting her break that she's needed for a while. Cool. Saturday, we've got a Saraya Rules match. I have no idea what the F that is, against Jamie Hayter, right?
Whatever, I'm in.
I just hope that cool, you know. I hope that wraps up the Saraya Jamie Hayter story, and we get Hayter kind of going into the path that's going to lead her back to this picture as well.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at this. If I say, hey, big pay-per-view early next year, do you want to see Willow and Jamie Hayter go at it for the women's title? Yes.
Please. Yes,
30 minutes worth. Give it to me. Let's go.
Please give these women all the time in the world because they absolutely need it.
So all the shit we have talked about them being rudderless, which they have been since All In. They have. Well, All Out. On the women's division, they are moving the needle now that they've gotten past Grand Slam, which is what I thought was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, like they had to get past this. This is like the end of their torturous row.
Right. This is the end of their phase, right? This is Marvel phase 75 or whatever the hell they're on now, right? So you had to move on to the next phase.
Yeah. Well, that leads us to our main event, sir. And I'm not surprised by it. It was a typical Darby Allin match. He got
100%.
the absolute shit kicked out of him. He gave a little flair at the end. It ended with a really cool spot of the Avalanche Death Rider, which was absolutely amazing. Which honestly, I thought, okay, well, the way this match is going, they're gonna have Moxley find some way to lose it, but nope, Moxley took it, and I'm convinced Moxley is gonna be the one to take the damn belt off of him.
I'm pretty hard convinced too. I've thought that the place for him to lose that and end his every day of the week roster position would be in Tacoma, be back in home.
Yeah.
And there's none better than John Moxley to do that. And they made it official. It's going to happen at Wrestle Dream. Danielson declares war.
Yeah. So that makes me wonder, like, if they're declaring war, and Wrestle Dream is literally what, just a few weeks away?
It's the 18th.
3 weeks away?
Is it the
3 weeks away?
It's either the 19th or the 26th. I don't know. I think it might be the 19th. I think it's the 19th. Which is 3 weeks from Saturday. Yes.
Yeah, 3 weeks. So I am full on convinced that AEW will not have Bryan Danielson lose that match in order to keep this feud going between him and Moxley with the war, which will probably end up in some kind of blood and guts style match or something, cage match, something crazy between the two factions or whatever that's going on between these guys that will culminate with, again, Moxley versus
Danielson at Wrestle Dynasty.
At Wrestle Dynasty. I am 100% convinced that's how this thing's going to go down.
Well, I think there's only two answers. I think that 100% he's taking it on your home turf. It's an old wrestling trope again, right? But he's gonna retire at home, right? Or it's gonna go to Wrestle Dream, but not beyond.
Yeah, he's gonna go Japan.
I think that either one of those are likely scenarios. Now, a likely scenario that didn't play out was no Shane O'Mac pulling the strings being revealed tonight. Were you sad?
Yeah. I'm not a sad panda over it. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't think at the end of the day, like me and Austin, our argument was there was nothing that would have been gained by having another person come out as part of that faction.
Oh no, you're not wrong.
Only other person I could see in that faction is a turncoat Wheeler Yuta, which I would love to see.
Well, he is going to be defending his title, his trios title on Collision.
I know, the three of them. He's gonna stand up for it. So, well, here's the thing. Rob says maybe it's not time yet. If it's not time, you have to do it in New York City, right? In the backyard of WWE, where Shane O'Mac lives, right?
Yeah.
When is the right time? I mean, it doesn't technically matter where it is, but I'm just saying this would have been the time to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you, but maybe it's not him. Maybe I was wrong all along. Maybe it's Teddy Long, playa, and he got a match with The Undertaker.
I still don't think it's anybody. I don't think it's anybody. I don't think it needs to be anybody either.
Not anybody.
It doesn't need to be anybody. I mean, we got MVP, and I'm interested to see if we get anything else on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, somebody has an open challenge. And I'm trying to find out because it's happening right now.
It's happening right now. It's being done as we speak, as this is being recorded.
I'm trying to see if anybody's got the hookup for me and tell me what's going on. Because there are 3 names rumored to be possibly in it.
A Fulgier is in New Jersey. Yeah. Who's that? Who's the rumors?
Omega, Adam Cole, and then Hanger.
Hanger has a match.
Yeah. They said he was still gonna.
Interesting. I mean, I like the idea, but it's interesting.
Or Hobbs. I'm sorry, Hobbs.
Okay, I was going to say Hanger's in a bull rope match against Jeff Jarrett. Dude, Collision's going to be
that match is going
to be good. I'm glad Mizzou's got a bye week this week. I'm going to watch that shit on Saturday.
You need a bye week after that one.
Hey, at least we got 4 victories.
I mean, Notre Dame won. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, if Notre Dame, if they can win out, depending on how everybody else does, they got a shot. They got a shot to make
our
it.
Quarterback. I don't like our quarterback like at all.
No, I wouldn't either. Well, I think you guys got other holes besides your quarterback, but
that's our biggest one. I mean, our running game is great. Our offensive line is solid. Our defense is spectacular.
The defense is you really got to hang your hat on. Your guys' defense can carry you, but yeah, your quarterback is a gaping hole.
I know, and he's a transfer.
It's just like KU. If they had a half-assed quarterback, they might not be 1-3 right now.
If we had our offensive coordinator from last year. I don't like our offensive coordinator this year, like at all.
So Rob is saying, circle back to MVP's group. He saw a tweet on X or Twitter. Hobbs could be a good fit too.
Yeah, but he's part of the family.
I mean, he does, like, on paper, he lines up. Yes, I know. Before everybody starts commenting, yes, every black guy in the company could, whatever, right? But big meaty men. I mean, Hobbs is basically like a baby Lashley, right? But yeah, he's part of the family. And so much has been made about this whole, like, the whole Ospreay angle, Rob, is that you don't just leave the Don Callis family, right? The reason this match happened tonight is because he owed a favor, very mafiosa style, right?
Yeah, Jamie like you that.
And I say it would be a good fit. You're not wrong. 100% agree with that. I just don't see it happening. I don't see them.
He would be. I mean, that would literally be like Cinderella glass slipper, like perfect. But unfortunately,
that gives them an angle to fight against somebody, though.
Yeah, it sure does.
We want your guy. He's our guy. So then we get Lashley versus Takeshita. We get, Swerve versus Takeshita.
Yeah. Takeshita.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So the race faction thing is a slippery slope, especially in today's day and age. And I know Shane Taylor Promotions basically does that. Okay. I don't know though. It's Hurt Business.
You can't do another nomination.
No, it's no. You can't. But like to the point of what we said about the original Hurt Business, that's what it was, but it was never presented as a black group, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, put some. Yeah, I mean, they don't have to be just because of the old way. I think we were appropriating it a little bit. If you will,
we were being a little too on the nose.
Did it too. I mean, the Elite were that way until they got Okada in there, and they gave themselves a little spice.
Uh-huh.
And then if they get Mercedes in there, which they should, and then there you go. They're starting to move the needle there. So if you go outside the bounds and you go like, who would make the most sense in the business? The fucking Outrunners. Let's make this happen. I want them to have the championships. I am an Outrunner guy for life now. That's all there is to it.
I just got one pet peeve, Outrunner related. Okay. Why does everybody that's in a multi-person group with FTR have to get an FTR-based, limited time name and T-shirt? The FTR Runners. It's like, come on. Did you see them come out? Did you see them come out together? Even Cash. I did.
With them.
I love the shtick they do, but I'm just saying you don't have to make it a thing that's only going to last for a week or two, right? It's the Outrunners and FTR, and they're doing fun shit together. cool, right? It's not the FTR. This is not a new group because
Which, by the way, did you see that their shirts? Have you seen their shirts? The Meat Tornado shirts?
yes,
I might literally might.
I don't know why I haven't bought one yet. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I need to buy a Heidi Howitzer and Asa Reddick shirt.
You need this shirt right here. That's on my back.
Yes, not that exact one. Maybe
Oh,
one.
yeah, your own variant thereof. All right. We're not going down that path, Rob. Not at all.
We are becoming the next Jericho.
We're not going there. Let's take a swift turn. So that was Grand Slam. So we are a little over 3 weeks away. We've got one match officially on the books for Wrestle Dream. It's Mox versus Danielson. Cool, right? I imagine next week, which is the 5-year anniversary, we'll probably get a couple, and then we're going to get a storm avalanche of booking the week after. Just so,
for sure.
we're still focused on next week because it's the 5-year anniversary show.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. They got some good matches. Britt's going to be on because it's in Britsburg, so obviously they got to.
Mm-hmm. There'll be some Steelers there. Some soon to be 4-0 Steelers. Knock on wood.
Maybe some rappers with some essays. Did he spell rapper without the P? Did he? Have you not? That's Eminem, man. Eminem did that. I'm like, oh my God. Eminem, thank you. Thank you for being such an amazing lyricist. Speaking of, also, we talked about Mafia. Before we get into the other fun shenanigans, have you watched The Penguin? Did you watch the series?
Is that out? I didn't know that was out yet. Dude. I thought it was coming out in October.
No, The Penguin just came out.
Oh, well, I haven't. I'm going to as soon as I can, obviously.
Hey, Sandman.
What's up? Long time, buddy. No, I thought it was coming out in October because like everything's coming out in October. So I thought that was another one too. It's going to be October, but sweet. I'm definitely going to watch that this weekend.
No, it's really solid.
Good.
But
good.
The reason I bring this up, because of the way he acts and the way everything went down that show makes me also think about another show that just recently came out. I don't know if any of our fans or anybody listening or whatever, did anybody watch the Vince McMahon docuseries yet? Because I've seen clips and I'm going to watch the first episode tonight.
You are? Okay. I've seen and read some things that were said and thought about it. I've seen some reactions that are a little bit, like Mick Foley and stuff like that. It's just like, those are things you don't need to like comment on, guys. Let's not go down that path. I haven't watched it yet.
I want to, though.
From what I've heard, though, it does a very good job of not making Vince McMahon look very flattering. So, in other words, it's probably a docu-series. Sandman said he's seen the first three episodes.
You watched the first three, yeah. So, from my understanding, is to exact what you said. Like, they did a really good job of not glorifying Mr. McMahon, but more showing who he was. And like the whole story that Heyman talks about with him and Shane, with like he's not gonna do it and he has to kill him and he gives him a knife. Like, holy shit, that's the craziest story I think I've ever heard. And that only scratches the surface of what craziness Vince McMahon is. Like that's why I'm so excited to see it, especially with everything's going on with him right now, to be honest. Like, it brings him back to the forefront, and it's just crazy. Like, somebody brought up the other day, and I want to bring this up, even knowing what a complete scum of the earth piece of shit Vince McMahon is, if you could erase one of these three people from wrestling forever, Thanos them like they never happened. Either Vince McMahon, Eric Bischoff, or Turner, or not? Blanchard.
Tully Blanchard.
No. whoever ran WCW the first time. God, what was his name?
Crockett?
I'd find it. Yes. Like, who built wrestling, essentially? Like, the territory wrestling. If you could eliminate Bill Watts.
Bill Watts. Thank you. I don't know.
Thank you. So if you
All
could
right.
erase one of those three, who would you erase?
Bischoff.
Exactly.
Because as much as I hate to say this, and Jamie knows my armor because I've had this argument against people for years. As much as we want to tear down Vince McMahon, and we should because he deserves it, okay? He deserves everything he's getting, right? He was an integral part in making wrestling what we know it today, right? WCW doesn't become WCW unless they're going after the market share that WWE created. WWE created that market share by basically doing a monopoly of all the northeastern territories to become WWF. And that's what led to, because they had all the TV markets, right? The ones that matter, at least, to executives. New York, Washington, D.C., Boston, That's how WWF became television WWF. It's WrestleMania and all, And as much as we want to take him and do bad things to this man, because he deserves it, right? If there was no Vince McMahon, I don't know if anybody else ever does that, right? Bill Watts was integral into what WCW became, right? And WCW became what it became as an offshoot of NWA, Davy Crockett Promotions, a lot of the Mid-South stuff, right? But that stuff was still territorial, okay? And they were very much open to new ideas, but we're not going to change on tradition. If you know anybody that's from the South, right? You know what I mean, right? We'll do new stuff, but don't you fuck with my old shit, okay? That's the way, and because WCW was reactionary of sorts, right, to WWF. Bischoff of the three is the one you absolutely get rid of because he didn't have every idea that made the Monday Night Wars what it was. He likes to think he did. He'll tell you he did. He did have a lot of them. It could have been any other person, though, right? Would that mean that things would have changed and turned out differently? Very likely so. Who knows, right? But that's why I say it's Bischoff.
Hands down, Bischoff. Because I think WCW would have done that with or without him because of what was going on in WWF at the time. WWF would not be where it is if it wasn't for Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And it's one of those weird things, man. Like, the people who end up like building some of these most amazing things are monsters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of them are allegedly. Like, let's be real. Like, this is alleged. Like, until he's proven guilty.
Right.
Like,
right.
there's
also
America. There's also some allegedness with like the King of Pop, who was arguably the greatest singer-songwriter of all time. Had some allegedness. Might have been a monster, right? I'm just saying. And now we got another one who built up like one of the biggest empires in hip-hop history. That has some allegedness going on. Like, there is like, with great power seems to come monstrosity. And at least that's what's going on now. And it's kind of scary to think of it that way.
Yeah.
But in the long scheme, like 10 years from now, if he's found guilty, whatever is going on with Vince, are we going to look at him in a positive light, or are we going to remember how he just like is a terrible human? And is he going to get Benoit? I don't think he's going to be that level, but like, is it going to be something like that where you only bring up his name in small circles?
And that's the better question in my opinion, right there. Because to his credit, like, if you look at that, and a lot of people have said, and Mercedes Moné, one of them, right? all her interactions with Vince were nothing but positive, right? Okay. Because he didn't do everything, in the more modern days. So a lot of people might not have seen what was going on. Okay. So there could be people who have positive views on him because this person helped my career, right? He was a monster. Well, I didn't know any of that shit, right? He never to me, right? He didn't do that. He wasn't like, whoring out his secretary in front of me and my buddies, I mean, allegedly.
Fair.
So for what it's worth, I think so. And I think that as much as I hate to even pull this name into the conversation, it's left hand, right hand. They kind of go together. But Hulk Hogan, right? No matter what you want to say about this stupid ass motherfucker, okay? And that's how I'm going to refer to him now for the rest of this show. That stupid ass motherfucker was very integral in wrestling becoming as popular as it did. Okay? That stupid ass motherfucker was very integral in the re-emergence of wrestling in the 90s with his turn. Okay? And that stupid ass motherfucker is what I just called him. But there is that component that you can't deny, right? And while, yes, terrible human being, awful person, whatever, right? All that stuff.
Yeah.
They also did this. And Vince McMahon, terrible human being, allegedly did a lot of stuff, all that stuff. He is responsible for modern day wrestling being what modern day wrestling is. Because Rob asked if he wonders if McMahon Jr. would have chosen to follow his father's footsteps and not obliterate the territory system. I don't think anybody else would have merged them. I think wrestling would have slowly just diminished.
I don't know. I think at some point
I don't think it would have reached the level that it did, both in the 80s and the 90s, and now. I don't think it would have gotten this big, but I think that's my belief.
I don't know. I mean, the NWA, back in the day had it ran in multiple territories, right? As we saw in the Iron Claw, which Jesus Christ. But I think eventually they would have merged. Somebody would have done it, and they would have been the pioneer, and then that would have been a new Vince McMahon, and they'd probably be just as awful as he is.
Maybe it would have been Bill Watts. Maybe it would have been Crockett. Who knows?
Yeah, Crockett. Yes, Crockett. Jeez, Jamie. Yeah, preach, Sam. I totally agree.
He's a stupid ass motherfucker, Rob. I'm not lying.
Yeah. The main thing is if you're not guilty or innocent, you shouldn't have to settle or pay anyone. That's 100%. I concur with that.
I'm not guilty. Really? Well, then why did you? Don't worry about that.
I know. Hey, you could be a president and pay off a porn star, Hey, whatevs. Former president. Yeah, whatevs. I don't want to. I'm not starting that.
We're not going down that. No. Let's backtrack here. Yeah. So.
But Hogan. To your point on Hogan, it's pretty bad when arguably one of the most racist wrestlers in the Honky Tonk Man calls you a racist. Interview 2001, look for it. It's absolutely gold. It is gold because he goes off about Bischoff and everything. It is actually Honky Tonk, he is a good old boy and he is not a good person as well, but it's pretty bad when a not good person also calls somebody else a not good person. And
at the end of the day, that's kind of the thing that comes into play. It's like those people who are, and you made the talk about, Diddy and, all these others, right? To get to be that powerful and that, to have these kind of land shift changes in modern culture and entertainment, all these other things there are some psychopathic tendencies that go along with that, right? Mm-hmm. Your work ethic, while on one hand, someone will be like, look at the way this man works. And then on the other hand, you might be being like, wow, this man is a psychopath. Look at the way this man works, right? And those bleed into other aspects of your life. It's just, And we're not gonna dive into psychology. Neither Jamie and I went to school for that, so we're not.
I mean, it's in fairness, and I have some sociopathic tendencies, so I get it.
Right?
So,
Yeah, not to that level, not to that level.
Yeah.
Although something that might be giving you sociopathic tendencies is this little thing called the Total Spotfest Fantasy Football League, because
I'm glad you picked up on that cue.
that is a seamless transition, ladies and gentlemen. Here, and we are joined by photographic Austin Reddick, because he didn't want to redo this entire panel last minute.
That's hilarious that you did
that. I just saved right here. I just turn it on if I need to. All right, so 1 week in, 4 weeks in now. This is week number 4 coming up, and Jamie's got another name change, which should tell you all you need to. Jamie, you're hanging out at the bottom of the standings, man. What's going on?
I mean, I've lost a total of 3 games by 11 points. 11 points.
Yep. Let's look at the live standings here. Let me flip that over so everybody can see.
Actually, no, sorry, 9 points. 9 points. 3 games, 9 points.
We have points for right there, points against right there. Yeah. The good news is not far behind, not far above you is one Mr. Austin Reddick, with a little bit bigger of a gap. So let's attend to last week's score. So since he's not here, we'll pick on him first.
Yeah. Oh, look who's in first.
Hold that.
Is that JJ's daddy?
I have many things to say about that. Well, actually, it wouldn't have really mattered. We'll get to that when we get to that. I don't know why ESPN is being weird all of a sudden.
Use that. You just left all the scores up. It would have been fine.
There we go. All right, so here we go. So we're going to go down here to this one. No, I like doing it this way. Boom.
Right there.
So Tommy Too Good and Austin Reddick decided to go fight each other, and the student became the master. Which is funny because I was watching this. So most of my players, I think I didn't have anybody playing on Monday night. I mean, we had 2 Monday night games. We got 2 Monday night games this week too, I think. But
yeah, that was weird. I don't like it.
I'm not a big fan of it either, but it is what it is. It is nice because if one game sucks, you can switch over to the other game, which I did. So Austin had like 70 points going into Monday night. He was just getting crushed. And the 2 people he had left to play were Jamar Chase and Josh Allen. So at least he made it interesting. Okay. Big Rob got himself a big win over one Mr. Jamie Faulkner. That's why Jamie is not he was not wanting to really talk to you too much, but he eventually came around tonight, Rob.
Yeah, I just keep struggling with the quarterback position, but I have just hot off the presses.
Ooh, accepted.
Made a trade.
Boom.
For a quarterback. So everybody look out. FYI, I am getting one Lamar Jackson, and all I had to do is give up J.K. Dobbins. I feel like I won. This. Actually, it's good for both of us because he was trying to fleece me for a wide receiver. I'm like, that ain't happening. But I got some running backs, so gave him one of those.
So that's a good move there, and hopefully get you over the hump there because man, 2 of you guys winless now. Closest match of the season goes to Curtis edging out Carlos by 0.6 points.
That's insane.
0.6 points. Crazy. Man. And to be fair, Carlos had left some stuff on the bench. He put Austin Eckler in for this New England running back. Boom, easy victory. But hey, that's the way it goes. Who would have thought Washington would be what Washington? Man, they are fun to watch, at least right now.
I mean,
Right now.
according to that Bengals guy, it's just a college offense, but the Bengals can't stop not talking.
Yeah,
So-
I am I know as a Chiefs fan, you guys have grown into the Bungles hatred, which I am so happy for you to join us in this. It's a great place to be, right?
They talk a lot of shit for not doing much.
They talk so much shit. That is the Bungles' livelihood, is to just talk shit and never back it up. And then when you don't back it up, you talk more shit, right? I am so happy they're getting everything that they got.
Speaking of shit talking, I will give you this, sir. This is my one little ounce of shit talking for you. So I don't know if you've known this or not, but the Chiefs have won more Super Bowls in our lifetime than the Steelers have.
Technically, you are correct.
I'm 100% correct.
Yes, you are correct. Yes, since we have
Because
been
all Steelers
alive.
fans like, oh, we got 6 titles. We got 6 titles. You got 4 in the 70s.
Now, if I was born earlier in the year, that wouldn't be correct. It'd be even. But I digress.
Just saying.
You're not wrong.
I think it's so funny. Like, Steeler fans are like, oh, we got rings. Like, bro, you weren't even alive for most of them.
Still got rings.
I mean, and
Scoreboard. Scoreboard.
And then bring that up to a Mizzou fan. Fuck you.
Right. Because KU fans is the same thing. KU fans claim they've got 2 championships that didn't even exist. Right? We got championships back in the 20s. There was no national champion in the 20s. There was no national anything in the 20s. No, we got 2 of them. Fuck you. It's like
it was the NIT back then. But what else?
Well, it was A magazine that gave you guys first place. There was actually 4 or 5. It's like back in the day when like college football teams, there was like 6 people who claimed national championships for the same year, right? Because it's the same thing. It's like some publication, some paper, some this and that claimed them number 1, so they national championship, right? Well, there was no official centralized organization that said anything about that. Pittsburgh says University of Pitt says they've won like 5 championships. No, they haven't. No, you haven't. Stop it, right? Anyway, that's old-timey stuff. All right, newer stuff is I had a shot. I was kicking myself for not playing Roma Dunze. I was gonna put him in place of Isaiah Likely because for the 3rd straight week I chose the wrong. Ravens tight end. This week the choice was no Ravens tight end, and that's my choice going forward. Fuck them both. I've already got rid of one of them. But yeah, Megan got the victory. I think Megan's the only undefeated person in our league.
She is.
Because surprise of the week goes to one Miss Heidi Howitzer. Taking down the high scoring Chase Riley Hitman team. I mean, look at these points that she put up here. Look at that. Good for you, Heidi. I mean, Caleb Williams. Boom.
I put it more than that last week and lost. Just FYI.
I know you did. But that's where we stand. So we will have more as we keep going on here. And so the good news is that everybody makes the playoffs. So even though my compatriots on this wonderful podcast are both sitting in the cellar with no wins whatsoever, we're all in this together. So it's a long season. We'll see how it goes. It's good fun. Enjoy it. Rob, you enjoying it so far?
The answer should definitely be yes.
It should. And maybe I put him on the spot here to type in. Maybe he's got something. Whatever. Anyway. So that's fantasy football. That's wrestling for the week. Anything else you want to get to, Jamie?
No, I think that was good. I'm gonna get my first win this week. I feel it in my bones. And we're gonna start rocking out. I'm not gonna lose another game. Calling it now.
All right. Mark, date stamp this, guys. We're gonna see where we go from here. So more update of that next week. Next week is the 5-year Dynamite anniversary. My how time flies. So We will definitely get to talking more about that. By the way, I meant to do this at the beginning of the show. I totally forgot. So not only is there coming up here, Wrestle Dream on the 19th, but we got local wrestling going on here in Kansas City, hot and heavy once again. So
yes, we do.
October 18th is the next Fountain City show. So the night before Wrestle Dream, come out to the Ball Event Center down in Olathe, Kansas. They're going to be crowning the inaugural Fountain City champion. Heidi Hauser may or may not be there to be on commentary. Not for the live, but she'll be there doing the commentary for the show. You can at least get to see her, potentially, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Perhaps. It's going to be Camaro Jackson versus All Steel Jay Fowler for the Fountain City title. Good times for that. Journey Pro, St. Louis Anarchy are coming back. So it's St. Louis Anarchy, but it's kind of being run as a co-show with the Journey Pro organization. Okay, I don't know this. Don't ask me. I don't know the logistics. I'm not getting into that. Okay, but they've been announcing matches. Okay, like a triple threat match set up for the Gateway Heritage Champion. They've been putting a lot of pictures of the Journey Pro title as the Journey Pro Championship on social media.
I know.
Don't know what that means. It's a weird one. It's a Tuesday night. So Tuesday, October 29th, pre-Halloween, which mentally put a pin in that because the following night we have a show and you're going to want to be here for that. I'm just saying.
Be a brain. You do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If it rain or shine, you need to be here for that show. Okay. So,
even if there's a monsoon.
You're being a little too on the nose there. All right. You need to calm your body down. All right. That's all I'm saying. All right. Just calm your body down. Yeah. So 29th, and tickets still available. Front row for Journey Pro, I know, is sold out. That place, though, don't worry. It doesn't matter. Right. We've never bought front row seats there. It's literally like, you're right there. It's a fantastic place. If you never got to go to a show at what was called Kansas Halls, now Guitars and Cadillacs and Guitars, I can't remember which way it is.
Guitars and Cadillacs.
Is it Guitars and Cadillacs? I can't, dyslexia, whatever. It's a fantastic place to watch a show. No children, 18 and older, but can be so good. So Tuesday, October 29th. And then a cryptic tweet came out from the account that was owned by Central States Wrestling. Yes, CSW, who we have had many choice words for in the past. And we're not going to have those words at this moment for reasons we can't share with you. But a very simple, very easy tweet. Just telling everybody to mark their calendars for December 14th. And I'm going to tell you to leave that date open for activities.
Hell yeah.
It'll probably be worth it, is all I'm going to say.
And then don't forget, November 15th, GCW returns to St. Louis.
Oh, God.
And Miyu Yamashita is going to be there.
Oh. Is that a Saturday night?
The 15th?
Yeah.
Let's find out together, guys. Let's see. November 15th is a Friday night.
A Friday night. Okay.
Last Friday night.
You and I have to talk about that because
for sure.
That's a great. Sure. I don't know if you live in St. Louis, definitely go to that. Go to that. If you've never been to a GCW show, go to a GCW show. It is well worth your time and money. I'm just going to say that flat out. If you're in Kansas City and you can make it there, that's not a bad drive. I mean, that's an easy drive. It's about 4 hours, but it's an easy drive. Literally, you just go straight through St. Louis. Once you get to the other side of the river, you take a right. Boom! It's right there by the titty bars. It's fantastic. I'm not kidding. It's literally right there next to all the 24-hour titty bars.
Yeah.
So if you want to see two shows, no, I'm kidding. Lots of good wrestling though in the area, which I am so excited for because we've had druthers lately. You know, it's been a little bit barren jungle here in Kansas City, so it's time to get back in the saddle. So that's all we got. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys giving us some of your time. Again, if it's your first time here, like, subscribe, share, all the things. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining us every week. We can't do this without your support. Honest to God. But we will be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Jamie, take us home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down Total Spotfest, I got 3 words for you. Good job,
I blame
man.
Austin. It's all Austin's fault.
Standing on business.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.